All right, this is my buddy Bear. Yeah, and in this video, we're gonna go over some impulse control tips. Bear doesn't like being left alone. He might have separation anxiety. I'm not gonna talk about separation anxiety. I'm just gonna go over some things you can do to help your dog develop some impulse control. Now, a lot of us, when we have a dog like Bear, and Bear's guardian is in this category, she loves her dog, and she wants to convey how much she loves her dog through her actions. Petting him, just give him affection and love and all that fun stuff, which is wonderful. But a dog needs to also have a healthy respect for us. Now, I'm not an aversive trainer, so I don't use force and punishment, but I do think discipline is important. And I mean discipline, not punishment, but like the dog having to wait for things, having structure, things along those lines. So that's kind of what I want to go over in this video. So I'm going to go over, first of all, the first thing I'm going to go over is really the granddaddy of all impulse control exercises, teaching your dog to stay. Now, most of it, people teach their dog to stay as hard as possible, and life is hard enough, so we should do it as easy as possible. So when it comes to stay, there's 3 Ds: duration, distance, and distraction. Most of us try to do all 3 of them at once, and that makes it 3 times as hard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do it with just for distractions first. But the way I do it for distractions, I'm able to sneak in duration. But moving away from your dog is one of the most difficult. So I don't start doing that until I can have my dog staying for distractions for about 15 seconds worth of distractions or more. All right, so sit. And his marker word is yes. We need a marker word, we need a cue that means we're done with this exercise. There. Release, break, free, freedom. Any of those? You like any of those?
Free.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got treats in my hand, and I'm going to offer one distraction. My distraction arm is going to be my right arm. My treat delivery is going to be my left arm. So I'm going to say stay. I'm going to distraction. Yes. And then he gets a treat. Now be careful of that sort of thing. If he does that, it moves a lot. He might think the laying down is what comes. So now distraction, stay, distraction, yes, treat. 4 separate things. So I say stay. I pull my hand back. Then I offer one distraction, that's also 1 second. I say my marker word, then I deliver the treat. I don't say stay, yes. So I was very sloppy there. So I want stay, distraction, yes, then deliver the treat. Now I like to think of teaching the stay as a cycle. When we normally teach a dog to stay, we're gonna say stay, do whatever it is, and then we release the dog and we're done. That's what we call an auto release. I was talking too much. He got bored and went away. So that's one of the things we want to avoid at all costs when it comes to teaching a stay. Now, if the dog prefers a down, do it in a down. If he prefers a sit, do it in a sit. I like to do a sit or a down so that if they're standing, they can move away a little bit easier. So I'm going to do 3 1 distraction stays in cycles, and then I'm going to release him. So the cycle starts when I say stay. So stay, I've started the cycle, I do 1 distraction, I say yes, my marker word, then I deliver the treat. This ends the cycle. Now my choice is either release him or do it again. Stay, distraction, marker word, yes, treat. Stay, yes. Would you say break?
Free.
Free. Yes. So when we're practicing stay, I like to do it in series of like usually 5 to 7, but depends on what's going on. And there's no distractions on. The TV's on, but it's muted. The house is empty. The other dog is away. So that stuff makes it harder. Now, right now I'm kneeling and I have Bear facing this way. Next time I do it, I might be facing this way and Bear might be facing that way. Next time I might be sitting on the bed and Bear kneeling down. Dogs need a lot of variety in their practice. I also wouldn't just practice just in this room. I would practice in other rooms as well. Now, once you get to the point where you're eventually going to be stay, 1 distraction, 2 distractions, yes, treat. Or I can say stay, 1, 2. One of my employees goes stay. He looks like he's breakdancing. And then yes, and give the dog the treat. So eventually you work up 1 distraction, 2 distractions. Eventually you work up to the point where you're like 15 distractions. But when you pass about 15, Bear, when you pass 5 distractions, then I like to start breaking eye contact, and I'll show you here. Sit. So I say stay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. I'll do one more. So watch my eye contact. So stay, I'm making eye contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've broken eye contact. Yes, treat. Free. Yes. So once you get past 5, you want to start breaking eye contact because eventually we are going to move away outside of his sight. And if we always practice with direct eye contact, that's unnerving for him. He's going to get up and move away. Now, let's say that my sister is about to arrive home and I'm going to 20 seconds and I'm only at 5. And I hear her pull up, I hear her car door open. I'm going to release Bear before my sister does. Bear. Okay, so we had to stop the video and I'm going to merge this one with the other video. But basically, when you're practicing stay, you want to practice in short, successful practice sessions. So at first, I don't want to have you moving away until you can have like 15 distractions. One of them, I can't do it right now because we're filming with it. But when you get after a while, like longer than 5 seconds, pull out your phone, scroll through, open an email, check an article out, because we look at our phones all day long. That's a normal thing for him to do. But we're not moving away at all. Till I can offer about 30 seconds worth of distraction. And again, after 5 seconds, I'm averting my eyes. I don't have to avert my eyes the whole time. I just want to break eye contact. Eventually, you get to the point where you're over 30 seconds of distractions. Then I go back to coming right up to him, and I would just I'll stand up for this one. And if my head is cut off, that's totally fine. Stay. Yes. Stay. Yes. Now, normally when I walk over my dog, I don't walk backwards, but that's harder. So I don't want to do that yet. So now I'm going to say, once he gets good at this, I would say stay, turn around, walk 1 step, turn around, come back. Yes, and he gets the treat. And he's content to stay there because I'm moving away from the door. At first when I practice, don't move towards an exit because he's going to think you're leaving and I'm going to come with you. The stay is different from most cues for dogs because it's one of the few things where we don't want them to do something. Every other cue is sit, roll over, grab something, drop something, do something. This is like, what do you want me to do? That's why I start with distraction. It's pretty easy, and he gets used to it by 30 seconds. He's used to it. The stay thing means I'm just going to wait a little bit, and I'm going to get a treat. So I like to do the stay and teach the dog a good stay before I start doing the step. I'm going to show this next thing I'm going to show you, which is called the relaxation protocol. So basically, when you're moving away, at first just move 1 step away, then come back and step away and come back right away. Don't pause when you're taking your step away. Step and then step back. And eventually step 2 steps away, 3 steps away. When I get to 5, then I usually go back to 1, and then I do the rotation. I turn around, my feet are facing the other direction, take 1 step, come back, yes, give him the treat. Eventually it's 2 steps away, 3 steps away, and he's comfortable. And again, you should probably practice going different directions except for moving towards the door initially. Eventually we want to get there because that's where we're going to go. All right, so some dogs have difficulty when you move away. And I'm going to show you with what I call the relaxation protocol, how to break that into small steps. Now, free, sorry. So he was about to get up, so I released him for him. Bear, we don't want you to leave because last time you left, we had to stop the shooting. All right, what is his word to go to his dog bed?
Place.
Bear, place. Yes. You don't need a scrunchie. All right. So now I'm going to go over how to teach your dog to stay on the dog bed. This is something called the relaxation protocol or protocol for relaxation. Bear, you're supposed to stay up here, sir. He's like, you haven't told me that. All right. So Bear, sit, stay. Now I'm not going to, when I'm doing the relaxation protocol, I actually don't say stay. So I put him here and I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he gets a treat. And then I believe the second one on the list is count to 10. So, and I'm counting to 10. You can do it outside. We do talk to each other. We're helping him practice staying on the dog bed. So I'm talking for about 10 seconds worth of talking. Then I say yes, and he gets a treat. Next one is to take a step away. Now, a lot of dogs, when you step away, you're not going to do it, huh? You might do it. He might do it for your mom. But usually when you step away, the dog comes towards you. So if that's the case, we need to break it down into small steps. And this is how I break it down into small steps. I kind of do it a little bit sideways so you can see me. So if me going here causes him to get up, that's too big of a movement. I put him back on the bed. I don't reward with a treat for going back. I would reward with a yes and a pet. Then I would break it down into smaller steps. So I can break this into a quarter step. Yes. Yes. Waiting for him to re-engage with me. Yes. Now that's a quarter of a step backwards, but there's also another quarter, the top half. So now I can go, yes. Yes, I know I'm in your light. Now I can do a half step, waiting for him to look. Yes. Yes. I like to do these about 3 to 5 times. Yes. I'm marking him staying on the dog bed. And he's content to stay on the dog bed because I do a small little action, he gets a reward. Then I can take my full step back. Yes. So I didn't get to show what the fail of him getting off, but that's basically what it is. The next step might be take a step to the left. Yes. Step to the right. Well, my left, your right. Can't do that because the bed's here. Then 1, 2 steps back. 1, 2, yes. So you run through, there's 15 days worth of protocols. And there's different various things. So eventually I might go to my bathroom, which is over here, you can't see it off camera, and play around with what's going on over there. Eventually I might do this with leaving the door, closing the door. All these things we do in small stages and steps. He has to be successful. If I move 25 paces away and he gets up and walks away, I get frustrated because he's supposed to stay there for 25 paces. Have I taught him to be there for 25 paces? Not yet. So that's why I do 1 step away, then 2 steps away, then 3 steps away, and he's content to stay there. Now you can use the same principle right now if I want to establish having him stay out of the room or if me leaving the room. So I put him here, I step all the way outside, and right basically where the camera is right now is 1 step outside the room. So what I'm going to have the camera do, we'll do a camera version of it. So come towards me and just shoot bear. All right. So now walk backwards, step, step, and walk normally, just backwards. And as soon as you get outside the door, I want you to take 1 step that way so you're out of sight. And immediately come back. No, you can do it with the whole camera. There you go. Now come back. And then you walk all the way back up to him. And then you would say yes and give him that treat. So go ahead and go back to your original mark. So what did we do? We practiced not only going out of the room, but going out of sight for a second. And then you come back when you arrive, yes, and he gets a treat. Now I'm going to have you go back and just stay in your original spot. So basically what we're doing is we're just conditioning him. When I walk away, it's not the end of the world. Now he may have separation anxiety, scratches the door, he chews some stuff up. Some of that could be separation anxiety, some of it could be he's just a puppy. But basically, if we want him to stay in the room with the door closed, we have to help him practice that. And the way to do that, Bear, is in small stages or steps. Bear! Puppy! God, you were like the most anti-positive interrupter dog I've ever met. And so the idea for this is teaching him to stay here or walk into the kitchen. Right now, he guards the kitchen. There's another dog in the house. And the guardian here, because she loves her dog, has been giving him food. Now she has created a situation where when she has food, she is valuable, and Bear wants to protect her from the other dog coming close and perhaps getting some of the food that Bear thinks is going for him. Breaking a rule for a dog is like giving someone who's addicted to something a hit of whatever they're in recovery from. It's not actually healthy for them. It's actually going to cause them to want it more. And when it comes to food, it's the most important thing for dogs. Often it creates fights. So what we could do instead is do a version of this where we're having the dog wait, and then we go away and we prepare their food with him outside of the room. And so the idea is Bear, Bear, Bear,
Bear.
puppy, puppy, Bear. Now right here, this is probably not the greatest example because I'm going to have him sit. Yes. Touch? Yes. He was starting to get into something. So if I call him away from it and then give him a reward, that makes him more likely to want to do that again. So I can instead do the engaged game. So I'm waiting for him to look at me. And when he looks up at me, Bear, 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 Bear. Yeah. Well, let's actually go over this. Bear, come here. Bear! What is this word, come or here?
Come.
Bear, come. Bear. So this is not in line with what we're doing here, but because he is giving me no attention really whatsoever, even though I have high value treats. So this is just an orientation game. So I'm eye contact, yes, I throw a treat. And I was doing this downstairs. Yes. He doesn't have to come to me. Come to me often represents the end of fun. Yes. So he looks at me, I say yes to mark that I like him looking at me. Yes, and I throw a treat away and he gets to go and get it. So he's not leaving the room now. Yes, because I'm creating a value for him. And that's something, don't throw it over the head. Yes. Throw it on the side so he can track it. And there he goes. He went and laid down. So instead of wanting to leave, I occupied him and I rewarded him for looking me in the eye. This is a little bit of an operant conditioning exercise, and this has nothing to do with the impulse control. I think he's a very determined dog, and his guardian has given him so much attention that he just kind of thinks that she's going to give me attention no matter what I do. So I have no interest in doing what she wants because I don't need to. But if I stop getting the attention like we talked about off camera, he's going to be more likely to do it. All right, let me get back to this one. So the relaxation protocol, you can look this up, protocol for relaxation. I'm going to share the list with the guardian. She's going to practice this. There are 15 days worth of different things, and eventually you're clapping, you're jogging, you're counting to 20 while you're going around it, and the dog is practicing staying there. Bear. Bear.
I think he has to go to the bathroom.
Okay, well, I'm going to just get him over here and then we'll finish this up.
Okay.
There you go, Bear. Bear! Touch! Or get the treat right there. There's one right there. He is a very determined boy. Bear, touch! Yes! Well, this is my buddy Bear's bottom, and this is Bear's. This is a video of some things that you can do to help your dog develop a little bit of impulse control.